Can I start talking now? I'm going to start talking. Okay. So, it's Wednesday. Here we are again. How many weeks have we been doing this?
Too many?
No, stop! All right, we're going to go quick. I'm really good for wasting time, so I'm not going to do that today much. Today, it's all about the airbrush. We're going to show you a bunch of different Grexy things. We're going to show you a Pashy thing, and believe it or not, they pronounce it Pashy. Talk to Chuck, it's Chuck Pashy. It's not Pache, but you can say Pashy, whatever. Okay. So we're going to go through all that stuff. We're going to show you the difference between single action and double action. And we're going to spray some paint. Now, here's the cool thing. Not only are we going to spray some paint, but the lady whose company, whose paint we're going to show, spray, is actually here. Here, take a step over here.
That's me.
Hi, Donna.
Donna Nowak from Ohio, right?
Michigan.
Okay.
Detroit girl.
Somewhere up there.
Detroit girl.
She's from Detroit. Yeah. Detroit City. So anyway, we're going to spray some of their stuff today, and that's a new line we just got in, like literally yesterday. You could order it, but we wouldn't know anything yet because the parts aren't even in the system. But we're getting there. So, okay, got that. You're going to hear a little in the background every once in a while, and that little is the compressor. And the cool thing is that all you ever really hear is the little, and that's the end of it, because it's a very quiet compressor. We like it. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way now.
So we're going to show you the differences in single action and double action airbrush. With Pashy or Pache, however you want to pronounce it, there's the H gun, which is just a single action. Basically, your difference with a single action is that you just have one action. You're going to press the button, and it's going to spray. So you're spraying it like a spray can, basically. You're putting the paint in there, and you go. These have different tips, so you can get different lines out of them. With this gun, it's a siphon feed, and there's two different types, siphon feed and a gravity feed. This one can be changed out from a cup to a bottle, so you can put larger amounts of paint in there if you're doing larger projects. So that's a single action. There's only one Grex single action, and it's a smaller gun. It's the XA, and it's going to work the same way as the single action here. It's a gravity feed, so that goes just one button and you spray, and that's it.
See, it's very cute.
It's very small, very tiny, so it's compact. Can go into a kit. It's good for basing out and body paint and that kind of stuff. And then we'd move on to our double action guns. Double action guns mean that you can press down the button and control how much air is going through by pulling it back and how much paint is going through by pressing it up and down. So you can press lighter and get less paint, or you can press more and get more paint, and then you can go back and get more air or less air, so depending on what you need. And then there's two different types. There's siphon feed and there's gravity feed. Gravity feed means that it comes from the top. This one has two types. You can do gravity feed where it will have a cup on the top, but you can also change this out to a bottle as well, so it's coming from the bottom basically.
You want me to get closer for this?
And these are the basic double action guns. There's also, from Grex, a different type of gun, which is going to be the trigger. So it looks a lot like a gun.
Go slower. I'm not keeping up with you with my little camera.
So they have two different types in the trigger mechanism. They have the gravity feed, which comes from the top. You have different cups that you can change out on this as well. So you can take this cup off and change it out to a bigger cup if you want. And then the way these work is that you have the trigger, which it basically works like a dual action gun, but you're not having to worry about the air, or the amount of air that's coming through like you do on a trigger up top.
So when you pull on the trigger, you start getting air.
Yeah.
And then the more you pull on the trigger, the more likely you are to get paint.
Yep.
Got it.
So the less, if you need a thinner stream, you're just going to pull back a little bit. If you need a larger stream or a broad spray, you're going to pull all the way back. So that is the differences there. These break down just like any other airbrush. They also have this great quick connect, which you can control your air pressure here as well. So you can go higher on your air pressure, or you can go lower here. So you can set your air compressor a little higher if you need to have the control of more or less air. So that's how those work. The other great thing with the Grex is that you can actually change which side your cup goes on. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, it makes a little bit of a difference there as well. And then as far as like accessories and things like that, you can get the cleaning kits, which come with bristle brushes, like to clean your brush out, and then also to clean your needle areas and all that stuff out as well, your tips, things like that. And then they all come with a cap put on the lid so that you can put your paint in and have it full.
Looks like that.
Yep, there's your cap right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it just snaps onto top of your.
You're moving
your
so
paint
fast,
pile.
I can't keep up.
And then
No
that
more
is
coffee for you.
the main differences between the Grex and the Pache and the single action, double action, and the trigger.
All right.
And then you've got your compressors. You've got your higher end compressor here, which has your pressure valve, so
That
you
looks
can
like
keep
that.
up with the pressure. So you can change your pressure here on this. And then we also have the small Aries, which is a little more compact and a little more. It's gonna be more compact for smaller jobs and stuff like that. The only difference between this and that one is that this one is a constant run, whereas this one will cut off when it reaches its pressure that it needs. So with this one, it's just going to constantly run. So you're going to have a little bit of noise with this one.
Right. Whereas this one is not. And by the way, those are some good-looking shoes, Benji.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. Notice the clamp. Not a Grex clamp. It just happens to match. So, okay.
And there are airbrush holders as well. This is just the makeshift for today. So, and then we're going to have Donna
My turn.
come over and show us some paints and things like that with the ProAiir. So the main difference with the ProAiir is that this is a cosmetic grade alcohol
Yes.
that is mixed into the paint, and it's waterproof, smudge-proof, it dries
Quickly.
really quick.
And what you'll love about it, how many times you're in a room and you're spraying and you have that fogging. That's what's the best part about this, is that the fogging is gone. Right.
And it smells good.
And it
smells
smells
like
good.
Apples. So
Green.
apples.
Let's get it green.
Yep, very,
Yeah.
very
No pun
sweet
intended.
smell. So it's not like alcohol where you smell the
Alcohol.
fumes of alcohol. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's real pungent a lot of times. So yeah, that's nice that it smells sweet and not like your.
And you know what's really good about this too, is that the ProAiir line, you can remove it, guess with what?
With alcohol,
No,
with SD40.
nope,
No,
liquid soap.
liquid soap.
But it has the staying power of your alcohol-based products there, but it comes off with liquid soap. So the thing is, when you go into the shower, you need to put the soap on first, then get rinsed off after the soap. And it won't stain your ground, the tile. You can even go to sleep with this, and it's not going to transfer to your bed sheets. And you don't need to powder or set it. You just spray and go, and it's done. Isn't that awesome?
That's perfect.
If I was only live, you would have seen that, but I'm not. Oh, well.
So I guess we'll spray some through the gun and see how it comes out on our canvas over here that we got set up.
Okay, would you like me to try it, or would you
Yeah,
like?
if you want to paint with it and
This
show
is
us
my
how
first time with the Grex myself. So let's see what an old-time gal like me to switch and learn. So I'm going to apply, pour some ProAiir. You give the bottle a good shake first before you use this. And then when you shake it, you should always give your bottle a little burp, because you don't want to twist your top and the explosion takes place. So that's how you avoid that. You give a little burp, and then close your top.
I hate when that happens.
I know. Or when you spray and explodes all over yourself.
Oh, it's awful.
So let's see. All right. The gun feels good in my hand. Has a nice weight to it. Okay, now I'm used to with I'm using thick and thin lines. I could do that.
And the pigment is nice because it goes on pretty thick over a color that's already
Yes.
there. You're going over the brown, you've got an instant blue.
You know, this spray gives me a great idea because a lot of my buyers that I deal with are body painters, and we need to cover the mass. And this is a nice, quick spray. Covers quite a lot. And of course, the ProAiir will cover the skin quickly.
And you barely used any there, and you got a lot on
Yes.
the board already. So.
Well, the important thing is because ProAiir is a cosmetic blend, so it's very, very thin. So you don't need to increase your pressure and sandblast.
Right.
Okay? You work it between a 15 to a 20 psi. Okay? And this way, less is best.
Yeah, and we've got this one set at 18 psi, so very good.
Now, Wayne, could you share with me how you worked with this at a theme park or someplace?
We used to use this at Netherworld. We had used this there a couple of times through the year because you have a lot of bright colors, and we did that for our mermaid.
So use it for the black light?
Yeah,
Because
a
we
lot of
have
fluorescent
black lights?
colors, right.
And also the nice thing for here, we're going to sell this at, we have a 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce, or go big and go home is the 16 ounce. That's
It's an entire pint. Speaking of pints, it's lunchtime.
Would you like?
Yeah.
But I think let's go
She
with.
just gave him the brush off.
Oh, and you can mix and blend ProAiir with the rest of the ProAiir line, and even if you have a different brand, it plays well with them too.
Very cool.
Very cool. So again, it's waterproof and smudge proof.
Still got a little bit of the blue in here. Let's look at that.
What'd you switch to? What'd you switch to? Oh, black. Or
Black. We have black.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. And we have a lot of nice zombie colors in time for Halloween.
Yeah.
And it dries really quick on the skin.
Notice that little technique he's using here.
It looks like a tree branch.
I'm just doing some
Some
lines.
veining,
Yeah,
getting into the
we could-
season.
You know, veining is definitely,
Look how thin those lines are.
something that you do a lot in the hot business.
When you were in the hot working with ProAiir, did you have much problems with the clogging?
No, clogging was never an issue with the ProAiir stuff, so that's something that I like about that because when you airbrush, clogs kill your productivity. So, yeah.
Fix this
You
and stuff like
gotta
that.
stop and break your gun down and clean it out, especially if you go from water-based to alcohol-based. It's
And
Yeah,
again, do you see the
instant
fog
clog.
here? Is there
No
a fog
fog.
right here? There is no fog. And I know, I go home and I'm tired of cleaning the colors out of my nose.
right.
Oh, wow.
Yellow boogers and
Hey,
green
do
boogers
something for
and
me on
blue
purpose.
boogers.
Spray too much.
Spray too
Make it
much,
drip.
so we'll
Yeah.
make it drip.
Do something bad so people can understand that you can actually screw up with an airbrush.
Oh,
All right, there you go.
So if you overspray, but you can see there's no fog.
right.
But it still smells like Macintosh apples, man.
So if you overspray,
And you know what's kind of nice to spray it, right? You can spray it and dry it up, or you can make some cool web lines too.
Ooh, how's that for a cool technique? Check that out.
Look at that.
Quick, patent that.
And then what else is kind of nice about using the ProAiir because it dries so fast, now you can layer stencils. Because everybody out there loves to use stencils. And it dries so fast, you can put stencils on top of stencils on top of stencils. And just,
you do on top of it. Yeah.
yes.
And that's a nice texture. It had two colors mixed into the cup a little bit, so it kind of gave it that black with the blue.
It kind of looks
So
like a
learning
person.
how to airbrush, you have to learn your controlling that you pull back to get more. It's like when you drive a car. The more you press down on the gas, the faster you go. The more you pull back with the trigger, the more paint that you'll get.
Yep, definitely.
So that's something you just have to learn. Pull back for more or less.
You can see, you can get really thin, really opaque ones, or you can
Just by pulling back at a different rate.
You know, being that we're here, this great place, ProAiir, did you know, not only works on the skin, but works great on prosthetics, just like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and using it in the hunt, we do a lot of prosthetics, so you're painting over those prosthetics, usually raw without anything on them, so they take paint a lot. This seemed to paint over those a lot quicker, so yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it does match the skins, so you don't need, again, to put powder. When you're putting all those extra steps, that creates time.
Oh yeah. And
So this is
it's gotta
like-
be quick, quick, quick.
Quick and go, production.
Yep.
And this is why, ProAiir, that I came up with this, because I've been in the field for years, and we have all certain needs and wants, and hence, that's why we came up with ProAiir into doing all those things, that we got rid of the fog, it's waterproof and smudge-proof, it doesn't transfer, but yet you can mix and play with other brands, colors, but not within the same, you can't pour somebody else's product in mine, but you can
Right.
layer it, and it stays on, it has the durability, but yet it comes off easy with liquid soap, not something harsh which would dry up your skin.
Right.
So soft soap makes it last, makes your skin really soft, but. And 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce,
8 ounce.
go big or go home,
Go-
16.
But what if I want a tank car? Be
A
quiet.
what?
All right.
But I like this, this is
Yeah,
great, I
the
like
Grex
because
is a
you can
nice
spray it and you could get a lot done.
Oh yeah, that's the great thing with the Grex and the trigger mechanism is that you can pull it back just a little bit and just get air, or you can pull it back a lot and get, quick coverage. I can paint my whole hand blue.
Now, if you want to clean the Grex, how's it cleaned?
These break down just like any traditional airbrush for the most part. You don't break down your entire gun, like your trigger mechanism and all of that, like you do with like a traditional dual action. You're just basically pulling the needle out, cleaning the hole where the needle is, and then your tip
You know,
end.
you made a great point. I get a lot of phone calls from folks who are over cleaning. They just break down the entire airbrush. Please don't do that. You don't need, it's like changing the oil of your car. You don't need to tear about your entire engine of your car. You just
Right.
change the oil for your car. So for the airbrush, when you do it all the time, you could break it. You cause more problems by doing that.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
just need to flush it through.
Yeah, and with this, it's, fairly simple. It's got, just the needle here and then your tip on the end, and that's pretty much it, so.
And then because of the type of product you use, you should learn what the product does suggest for you to clean with. Because if you're using a water-based product, you clean it with
Water and
water.
soap or
If you're using something that's made with alcohol-based, you use
your alcohol.
alcohol-based. So you should always understand the product that you're using, what they suggest that you clean with, because you don't want to mix them.
Right, and you do suggest alcohol for the hybrid
Yes.
makeups as well?
Yes, even though it's made with a SD40, but you cannot buy that in a store because you're not a lab rat.
Right. So when you get ready to clean your paint out of this, you just spray your alcohol through it and
How does it work with the back flush?
with this, with like a back flush, or a back bubble,
So you can do that too.
You can totally put your finger. And the nice thing about the Grex is that it has an air cap on here which completely covers the needle, because a lot of times your needle sticks out just far enough that you get that finger prick.
Or you make the real scars on their faces.
Right,
As
yeah.
you make them too
Yeah.
close.
when you get too close for veining. So it's nice, it has a nice air cap on here that you can back bubble on really easily.
And why would folks want to do that? Forward flush and a back flush. What does that do? What's the pros and cons?
It just helps push the makeup back up out of the tube here in the needle, so it helps clean you out completely, basically. So you're getting all the paint completely out of the gun. So
And then keep in mind, don't put the pressure all at once, because where you're going to have.
right, it'll explode. Definitely don't want to pull back all the way. So
Very good. Well, I gotta say, if you start to switching to ProAiir, you're gonna learn to paint like a pro.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you got that from your shirt, I can tell.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Come
There we
on,
go.
a little
There we
show
go.
off, you know.
All right,
And
you got
just
it?
show off.
You got anything else?
I think that's pretty
Finish
much
up.
it for
All right.
airbrushes. So
Okay, well,
what else have you got?
I'm happy to report that I don't have a whole lot. It's been a quiet week in Lake Wobegon. Oops, I'm gonna get in trouble for that, but oh well. Halloween approaches. If you need stuff, get it sooner rather than later. we're going to restructure some of our classes and make them more inclusive and possibly even more than one day. So be on the lookout for that. What else is cool that's going on?
We're getting ProAiir.
We're getting ProAiir. That is cool.
That's cool.
That is absolutely cool. We've gotten our first load in. We're going to see how well it does. One of the experiments that I'm going to perform myself over the course of the next week is this stuff right here, which is the what I believe is going to be black lady stuff, right? Okay. I'm going to do a little experiment with good old-fashioned Smoothcast 325, which is a color match material that doesn't really have much of a color. I'm going to see if it goes in. I'm going to see if it messes up the cure of the urethane. And if the answer is that yes, it goes in, and no, it does not screw up the product, we'll have another way to make things look really funky. And in this particular case, we'll have multiple shades of UV.
I
So we'll see.
even have a ghost glow, which is invisible.
Ghost glow, which is invisible.
It's
So
only
if it's in,
seen in black light.
oh. I was going to say, if it's invisible, how are you going to see it?
That's the problem, because if
Here,
you're
step
working
over
with
here.
it.
They can't see you.
Oh,
You gotta step
I
over
changed
here.
my clothes too, sorry.
Quick change.
So what's so cool about the ghost glow that I have, it is invisible in natural light. You can only see it in black light, so it's lethal. Because if you're actually going to work with it, and let's say you spilled a little bit on your hand that you didn't realize it, and you go to touch somebody.
Oh.
And then they shove somebody, say, I see a thumbprint, I see a fingerprint. So some artists will almost use the ghost glow in a black light to create their artwork. Or, the best news is, you could take 25% of ghost glow and mix it into a non-flow color, let's say white. Guess what?
It glows.
Now you make a glow white. But it always would glow a blue-green, because ghost glow is a blue-green color. So you can mix it into a non-fluorescent colors. Isn't that rocking?
That's cool.
You know, I just thought of another really cool use for this, and then we're going to sign off. If you use the ghost glow, you could demonstrate how easy it is to spread germs. Okay, quick, turn this thing off. We're done. Sayonara.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.